my daughter.
Hello.
Hey, so that's my daughter. She's the author of 4 books, 2 in English, 2 in French, and she will talk about a process, the way she thinks about how she put the book together. You know, really start sharing different aspects of the way she's doing things. So it's very important for you guys to know that. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna play the intro, and we will be right back. We are live, so we're gonna try to answer some of your questions. So we coming right back.
Bye.
Okay, we are back. We are back, guys. So I'm here with Talmer the writer. So how are you?
I am good. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm doing great. So I mean, of course, I'm with you on my show, so I gotta be excited because a lot of people, you know, we talk about a lot, like your daddy trained people all around the world, but people don't know that I train you too. Exactly how to do videos. Now you know how to mix your own videos. You do your own script for your Gasha verse videos and all that.
Yes.
So can you tell people a little bit about how do you think, and go back to the story about when you were 4 years old and your mom took your bear away from you and you were not able to watch TV. Can you tell them how you started?
Well, back when I was 4, my mom had asked me to take my shower because it was time to take my nightly shower. And I was watching my favorite show, My Little Pony, so I obviously said no. Mom was like, I'll give you one more chance to be respectful. I was like, no, anyway. So she was like, okay, I'm taking away a bear, and you cannot watch TV for the rest of the week. So obviously I was angry. Obviously I was screaming in my room and everything. You did not want to be there. So I thought that I couldn't express my feelings because I was really angry and I felt like I could do something bad to hurt my mom's feelings. So instead, I decided to write a note telling them how I felt. And I slid it under the door while they were talking, and then they were surprised. I could hear them gasping from the door.
So what were you surprised about? Why were you surprised?
Because I was only 4. I mean, I could read, but I was still learning how to write, and they were just surprised.
Yeah. So what happened is that when she was 4 years old, she was, she was surprised. Some people say hey to those people. That's how I train you.
Hey
so
guys.
Look at the name. So say hi to what person here? What do you see?
Hello, Nadilo Arbaji. Hello, Olivia Kakule. And hello, Esther Arnaud. Hello.
Wow. Okay,
greetings.
Good. Yes, greetings. Good. So that's very, very, very important. So what we're going to do now, we're about to really tell them now how it came, because we are so surprised. You said, like, what your daddy said. Daddy said, like, okay, now I asked you that, Talmer, who wrote that thing?
Yeah, my mom was like, did I write that? And I was like, no, I wrote it. They were surprised. And I was surprised that they were surprised because I could write, but I was still learning.
Okay, so now what happened? What we asked you that, can you write more stories like that? We said, like, can you write more stories like that? We asked you, like, do you think that you can write some stories like that? And what did you say?
I was like, yes, and I literally took my word for it, because instead of watching TV, I wrote. The writing was my TV. My notebook was my TV. It kept me busy.
So it kept you busy. So how you come up, in your first book, Love is a Flashlight. First of all, how you came up with a title? We asked you, what was Love is a Flashlight? How you came about that, Love is a Flashlight?
Love is a flashlight because love is a very powerful thing, and it can shine, and love is so shiny, it can like shine past the millions, brighter than a million stars. Okay. So love is a flashlight.
Okay, great. So love is a flashlight. So now, how you come up with some of the stories? Can you talk about at least one story in your book that you want to share with your audience?
One story that I wrote is, the one story that I remember is the one about,
The one about bullying?
yes, the one about bullying, because when I was in first grade, I got bullied a lot because the kids were just mean to me. They had a feeling that they were somehow better than me, and I was insecure for some reason.
And what was the story about? The story was showing kids when they bully in school to have courage. So can you tell people exactly, even, there's some grown folks watching us. So when somebody thinks that they're better than you, what did you say exactly?
I told them in my notebook. I was so sad I couldn't even speak. I just wrote down in my notebook, I said, stop it and leave me alone, because I was sick of it. I can't take it, because a girl can only take so much,
Okay, so great. So now, let's talk about, your second book, okay? Life is just not about rainbows and unicorn, because at that time you're in third grade. So what is the difference between your first book and your second book? Because like now you say life is not about unicorns, so now you start having some friction in school. Some friends, used to be friends with you in the first grade. In the third grade, they're not your friends no more. So how do you're able to deal with those disappointments? And by that time, you're 9 years old. Your first book, you wrote it, you were 6 years old. So in these 3 years, how do you think about it?
I think about it because I would walk home complaining to my mom that, hey, they don't want to be my friends anymore. And my mom was like, that's okay, because some people will not want to be your friend, and that's okay, because you can make new friends.
Okay, so you can make new friends, okay. Remember when you talk about the microphone in your training, so because the code is here, when you talk, the mic first. So when you talk, you can just relax with your hands. Remember the hands, put your hands, here we go. So now you can talk, and so when you're talking now, and you want to express yourself, you do that.
Okay.
So do it. You do that. Exactly, you do that. So when you do that, you don't have to get the mic and nothing like that. You can just talk and go straight to the camera. It's very important, because I want people to understand, sometimes I teach grown folks and they're afraid of a camera. So I want to show them that even the 11-year-old, you've been doing videos since you were 6 or so. Mm-hmm. So even now that you feel kind of nervous, but you know that you have to talk. Okay, so now that you talk about the bullying, and now people don't want to be your friends, how you're able to write stories now in your title. Life is just not about unicorns and rainbows. So why?
Because life really isn't about rainbows and unicorns. Because when you're watching My Little Pony or any other show that involves unicorns, you think, oh, my life is full of rainbows and unicorns. It's not. Okay.
So even at your age, you start receiving some persecution and stuff like that, even as a child. So you have to learn that life is not always going to be easy. Even people say like, oh, she's a child. What she know about not being easy? But for you, not be able to understand why somebody was your friend 3 years ago is not your friend, it was hard. So now let's move to the course going to come out very soon, in MLK. It's going to come out at the same time on MLK, I believe at 9 p.m. You have your first online course, already pre-recorded, but now you're going to record another part. Can you talk about now your new hobby, your new love for videos, and how you create now your own cartoon, and how you can teach people how to use, what is the website again? I forgot. Scratch? What is it? Where you learn how to code and do character. What is the name of our website?
It is called Scratch. Scratch is a coding website with endless opportunities. There are many people who created their own interests for others to inspire about, and you can make your own.
So, like that, you always talk about ownership, when you can make your own. You think like that because you're an entrepreneur, said, okay, you have a choice. You can watch a cartoon, or you can make your own cartoon. All right? So why now you feel that desire you were writing books already, but why you move to animation? What makes you think that, okay, animation can be good too?
Can I tell them?
Yeah, but after that, but like, first of all, you learn how to create that, you learn how to play with Canva and all that. And now with those software, it was another part of creativity. So I want you to talk about what is the correlation between you writing a book and now put a script into animation.
Well, you know how you listen to Beyonce songs and you just want to be like Beyonce, you want to sing, you want to just be free. That's how I want it to be with Scratch. I wanted to make my own. There are times when some people would just rather watch, but I wanted to be it. I decided to make my own cartoons with my talent. I used my knowledge of technology from my dad to make Scratch.
Okay, and how do you? What that did? We went to a boot camp with a lot of kids. You were the youngest one. We went to a coding camp. You remember in Georgia State University. So when you went to this coding camp, what happened to you when I exposed you to coding? What happened in you as a kid?
I was very nervous at first because all the other ones were teenagers or grown people. They were staring at me because I was like the youngest. I was at least 8 or 9.
Yeah.
But Dad told me it's okay because there are going to be times when you are the youngest, and just because you're young doesn't mean you can't change the world. You can be 2 and change the world.
Okay, that's it. So it's so important now. So now when we move from doing this, and now how you move to Gachaverse, and before we talk about Gachaverse, now I said that, okay, how can you teach other kids how to create their own character by using coding, simple coding code to how to use their creativity? Because like we told you before, TV is good, but you have to match watching TV and take the time to do what you have to do. So can you talk about now the difference between the coding aspect, watching TV all day, but take a time for you to still being creative? So can you explain about that and why you did your course going to be available on MLK Day? If you can talk about that a little bit more.
You see, whenever I watch TV, it just amazes me how the creator can make them look so real and so raw and real. And I just thinking that, like, hey, I can do that with some practice and some advice from my dad. I can do that. So I decided to go on Scratch. I've been looking up websites for animations, and I found Scratch. I told my dad about it. He said he was amazed, but he wanted me to be more trained with it, so he took me to this webinar of coding.
Okay, and when you're able to go to the coding and that you understand the concept to play and get some blocks and put the blocks to communicate to each other to create something. So now you went to Gachaverse, and people, your age, I believe you're gonna watch a video. So when you went to Gachaverse, you look at people with millions of subscribers and stuff like that, and you were intrigued, and you start learning how to do that. Now, you went on your own to learn how to do your own video intro. I'm very proud of you. You did your own video intro by watching YouTube tutorial. You asked me for a software on your computer, and what I did I tell you? I said, like, before you get a Mac, I want you to learn how to do video editing with a crappy software. I mean, if you're more, it's just like it's not crappy, but like, it's not like Final Cut Pro or Adobe Premiere. You already know that. So I said, like, you have to learn. So what did you do? How did you learn how to use Firmware to be able to do your video? You learn how to do chroma key. So explain this type of things to the people watching us. And because I have a lot of my students who are here, some of them speak French or English, I will translate that video, but they think that is so hard to edit a video, but they're adult. So I want them to hear from you, a child, and I want you to encourage them that it's possible for them to do video if you apply yourself to it, and how long it really took you to watch tutorial, utilize Canva, so talk about it, please.
So, first of all, shout outs to Lily Trescott, MSP. She's my favorite gacha tuber. And the reason why her videos are so good, she uses Filmora 9. And she is talented with it. Shout outs to you, Lily.
Okay, and then now, how do you learn how to utilize Canva? How do you learn how to do that? Your own intro?
I knew that I wanted to do it, but I knew that I couldn't just start off without knowing what to do. So I went to many Filmora experts. I went to many video creators They taught me how to use the effects. They taught me what to do and what not to do. They taught me about chroma key, everything.
So now, just like your dad, you know how to use a green screen.
Yes.
You can do your own intro in your video.
Yes. And if there's one thing I learned about chroma key, never put anything green. It'll look clear.
Okay. So you understand. So now, and what your daddy told you, like I'm going to show you more stuff now, but now with what you already know, you know how to share the screen and all this kind of stuff. So now, what do you want a kid who's 11 years old, your age, or 10, or 9, or 8, who's watching this video right now, we're about to finish, and what you want to tell them about the importance to be creative and to calm your nerves. Like, you know, sometimes when we ask you to do something or do your home or do the dishes or something like that and you're not happy, can you tell those kids how you can calm them down to be creative?
Well, what I would do, I would just go to my room and listen to my favorite song. My favorite song is, my favorite currently song is Missing Someone by DJ Quiet, so shout out to DJ Quiet.
Okay, so now, after you finish listening to your favorite song, how do you, when you start create, how do you feel? When you start creating a video, when you write the script that you, how do you feel? You talk about the zone. Can you talk about when you get into the zone, the creative zone, what happened?
Well, when I get into the zone, I feel alive. Like for instance, if you guys haven't watched the movie Soul, please go watch it. But you will notice that in Soul, he will get into when he's playing the piano keys, he will like get into this background of his own. That's how it goes with me. I go into a glitter world, I go on my own cloud of creativeness.
Okay, and so when you invite a space, you said that you can hear voices telling you, do this, do that, and what is that voice? Who's talking to you about create stuff?
It is a wise voice. It is a wise voice that I know that I can trust. As wise as my daddy and God.
Okay, so you know that is the Holy Ghost.
Yes, it's the Holy Ghost.
Okay, so now people need to understand that when you create, you get closer to God. And okay, so it's enough for today. It was just to let you know that she has an online course coming up on MLK Day. So come back to our page. You'll be the link and just get that course. It's ready for the kids, but it's ready for adults. If you want to express yourself, you know, my wife, Danita, she always talk about self-expression. And sometimes you want to express yourself, but you cannot really express yourself.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Christian.
Christian, yeah. So sometimes people don't want, they don't know how to express themselves. And when they start expressing themselves, they come alive. So most of you guys, even if you're adult and you feel like you cannot create, I want you to really get that course.
Thank you, Mom.
Even for yourself, to create and watch her create. And when you're going to watch her create, it's going to remove all the stuff that, you know, I passed the age, I cannot do it and stuff like that. So now, before we go, I want you to encourage them and let them know to go get your book on Amazon, because the link is in the bio. But give them a word of encouragement from the top of your head, and then let them know that they can get your book on Amazon, and the link is right into this description of video on YouTube and Facebook, and we will play that clip also on Instagram. So go ahead.
Now, it's your choice or not whether you want to, but please, if you haven't already, please go to Amazon and buy my book. You can either buy Rainbows, Life is Not Rainbows and Unicorns, or you can buy Love is a Flashlight, or if you would like to see both of them at the same time, buy them both.
Okay, so now you want to encourage them too?
Yes.
So like some of them are discouraged, some of them they're adult, they're looking for a job, some of them they think that maybe God forget about them, some of them, you know, so they are in a place where they're kind of sad. So you cannot see them, they're going to watch a replay, that video going to go all around the world in more than 37 countries. So the same way when you see that we travel, you did your book signing in Belgium, you did your book signing in France, you did your book signing in Gabon, and you were not even 10 years old. But you know our God did something, and you know our God really helped us. But I want you to tell them.
Thank you, Aunt Jewel. Love you.
So I want you now to tell them, I want you now to encourage them. From 11-year-old, they are adults and kids. I want you to encourage them with what you have on the inside. Encourage them now about people who are sad and think that they cannot really go to the next level. Go ahead.
For
And
the
then tell
people
them
who
why.
are sad and feeling down, please do not feel sad. Go ahead and get the Bible. Ask God to help you feel better, because you cannot be creative when you are sad. That is not possible, because if you try to, it will not look good.
Okay. So, all right. Thank you, Tamel. Give me 5.
Good afternoon. Good night, people. Happy early MLK Day.
Okay. Can you tell them bye-bye in French?
Au revoir. Au revoir tout le monde.
À la prochaine. Bye.